Alarm! Sunderland flying boat! Dive, dive, dive! Anyway, there you go. Sunderland flying boat. I wish I had the ability to knock up a couple of engines to go on there. You know what I mean? I'm not really a model maker, but there you go. Nice bit of that's the model I got of CJ, which is an identification model made during the war, so that pilots could get used to what different aircraft look like. Yeah. So, and if you've got nothing else better to do in your life and you've been watching my videos, he's the West German field telephone. You only paid 15 quid for this, all right? So you see the top there, the phonetic alphabet is Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta Foxtrot. So, but you see the similarity between that and the World War II German one, and down there is a Czechoslovakian. Oh, let's look. I've got it the wrong way around. Czechoslovakian. Yeah, Czechoslovakian one. Probably just post-war. Swedish one, same. I will do individual videos on them. Right, so what's the purpose, if there ever is a purpose in my gibbering and jabbering of today's video? We have got here a Pride, is that the right word? Pride Alliance, a collection, they've been reproducing, of Bulgarian helmets. So, as I said in my earlier video, I'm not particularly going to do a remember the 80th anniversary of VE Day, although it is important to remember it in your own way, and for people like myself and other people who will go on YouTube and comment and interact with each other, to try and am I teaching people? Probably a little bit. You know, a lot of the stuff I get, I just read in a book or go online to find the info, pop a video out, and the notes I've got for these helmets were actually notes that I'd written when I did the video a couple of years ago, and sometimes I'm reading them thinking I can't even remember doing that video, so not everything sinks in, if that makes sense. But yeah, we do remember the 80th anniversary of the war. No light refreshments today, just water. But what I do like about history is that it's not always as simple as you think. You ask your average person in the street about World War II, and they'll be able to tell you D-Day, blah, 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 etc. The normal stuff. And Bulgaria came across my radar many years ago, and I think it was Military Collectibles did a video on these helmets, or these type of helmets. And I thought, I didn't really think about Bulgaria. And since this is 5 I've got now, but I have had I had more like 7 at one point of these helmets. And I mean, an example would be of a lot of people don't know about France's involvement in the Second World War. Everyone was a resistor, weren't they? You know, which is not true, as we all know that people are into history. In fact, if you go to the Imperial War Museum in London, they have a Holocaust exhibition, and we looked through it. And on the way out, if there was anything else in there that I missed, if someone did see it, please feel free to tell me. But on the way out, there was a little description of somebody in the French authority who'd been involved in the Holocaust, Vichy government, and my wife read it and said, what did France? I thought France were on our side. So this is a part of history that I wouldn't say it's been airbrushed out, but, you know, as far as France goes nowadays, everyone was in the resistance, weren't they? You know what I mean? That wasn't the case. Collaborationist government. I just move these beer mats out the way. Not very professional, is it? And the same with Bulgaria for me. I mean, I did actually go back to the France thing. I remember reading about a woman. I can't remember what book it was in, and she was married to a Jewish guy, and the police officer that was responsible for arresting him, sending him off to a concentration camp. Well, he didn't, you know, who got him in the process of getting rid of him because he was Jewish. After the war, she said her husband had died in the concentration camp. She had to go to the marketplace for her shopping, and there he was twirling his baton on the street corner every day. You know, so that must have been difficult to live with. You know, after World War II. So, with that in mind, Bulgaria. So obviously, anything you look at in history, it's very complicated. It's more complicated than a gibbering half-wit that was fast approaching old age can tell you in a man cave shed. I want to talk about these helmets, really. But a little brief history of Bulgaria. If I get it wrong, you don't mind telling me in the comments as long as you're polite. So, Bulgaria during World War II, it was neutral until March 1st of March 1941. It was allied to the Axis powers until the 8th of September 1944. Now, it did maintain diplomatic relations with Russia throughout the period. And as a token act, Bulgaria declared war on the UK and the USA on the 13th of the 12th, 1941. The Allies did actually bomb Sofia and other areas, and Allied aircrew were intercepted by the Bulgarian Air Force and they were interred. I believe they were treated as per Geneva Convention. The Bulgarians didn't participate in Operation Barbarossa, although the Germans were trying to get them to do it. They were involved in skirmishes in the Black Sea, with the Black Sea Fleet. They did escort Axis convoys. Now, during World War II, the Bulgarians, there was a name for it, I can't find it online. There was a programme of aid to Bulgaria by the Germans, and it was for weapons and kit. If you go on, the likes of Wikipedia, you'll see photographs of Bulgarian Stug armoured assault guns provided to them by the Germans. Now, after they went over to the Russian side, they basically painted a red star on the front and went into action against the Germans. So that must have been, I believe they had Panzer IVs as well. So, or a Stug coming towards you, you're a German, and there's it's got the red star painted on the front. There was anti-partisan and Axis resistant groups. One was called the Fatherland Front. Now, obviously they didn't want the Bulgaria to be allied to the Germans. Tsar Boris III, the leader, he visited Germany August 1943 and he died suddenly, aged 49, on his return to Bulgaria, Sofia. They were maybe poisoned. It didn't go well, the meeting with the Germans, with Hitler. The Bulgarian forces did participate in the Holocaust. This is a very complicated subject, and even though I've got these little brief notes, this is an overview, little brief notes. You're better off looking into it yourself, because there's a lot to read. They agreed to supply Germany with 20,000 Jewish captives. They occupied areas of Greece, Macedonia, Thrace, I think Serbia as well. That was just about my mind. They rounded up Jews and sent them to camps. It was communist till 1990. Obviously, Bulgaria was. And occupation troops don't always, you can imagine all sorts of stuff they got up to. There is videos on YouTube of various massacres that Bulgarian occupation troops got up to. So whilst they didn't participate in Operation Barbarossa, they certainly got up to the type of things that the Axis forces seem to get up to, if you get me drift. They also, basically, here is a little list of the type of equipment they had. They had Italian tankettes, Panzer IVs, Luger P08, P38, MP40, Steyr Manikler M1890s, 1895, Mosin-Nagants K98K, and as I've said, Stug. So, they did use, until the end of World War One, the end of the 1930s, the M1916 helmet. This is what this is based on. Now, the M36 is what this is. Design, I'm going to write this, it says properly, Reebok Sandvik in Dolm Hamra and Brudo Gottlieb und Braubacher in Brunn in Czechoslovakia. Also, Eisenthulen work, I can't read my own writing, Thal in Germany. A press was imported from Germany to Bulgaria and installed in the military works in the town of Kazanalak. The M36C are still in service for parades, I think, and the M36C, I think, was the one that was made in Bulgaria proper. There is another version of these are the three versions that you want to collect, really. There is another version which is less desirable for me. I had them in me collection, the M3651, and basically it's a World War II shell painted a pea green. They have a different liner inside. I've never seen anybody strip the paint off and see what's underneath, but maybe, don't know. So we'll start off with the M36A, which is the, obviously that was the first one that was made. So have a look at that. Take the glasses off, find out which one it is. It's this one, I think. Yep. So there you go. You can see that they are a very German style. Oh, wobbly floor. I think this place has fallen down. It's a very German style helmet. The liner on this is shot 2 pieces, and this is an A because it has this turned over rim as per a German helmet. The strap there, it's original. As I don't have a 1950s one to show you, that the line is a lot different. You can tell a post-war communist one. And the air vents. See the layout of that. It is a very nice helmet indeed. I think I like them a lot, mate. I know that helmets are not designed to stop bullets, but in some of these American videos where guys take them out of the field and shoot at them, these do very well because of this sort of comb ridge in the middle of them. So that's the M36A. That's the most desirable one for me, harder to find. The next one up is the M36B, which is this one. And it's the heavier rivet layout here that denotes that. It's a bit harder to tell. And also they don't have, again, the line is not very good on this, they don't have the suspension brackets on the inside of the M36C. Now, this is a bit of a weird one. This it's got the soldier graffiti on the back, which obviously I can't read. Is it acrylic writing? And it has the red star on the front and the Bulgarian decal on the side. This one I don't know. I bought it a few years back. Could this have been a paint job in World War II, where they put the red star on the front when the Bulgarians changed sides? Because it's not a post-war pea green colour. I'm not sure about that, but still a nice one to have. You do see that quite a lot. I think it might, if it's World War II possibly, or just post-war. That's still a nice helmet to have. Here's another. This is the M30. Oh, M2. I'll leave that one to last. Calm down, Stan. Calm down. Right. So there's another. This is an M36C. Sometimes the rivet layouts are slightly different, but you see there the suspension brackets. That's how you tell a 36C. It's the original liner. Bit of soldier graffiti. Sometimes the chin straps are different. You know, whether it's been reused. I don't know how these would have got through the changeover period. I think Bulgaria as well was the only army to use these helmets. I don't think there's anybody else. There's traces of a decal on there. That's in original, as far as I'm aware, original World War II condition. Very nice indeed. This is an M36C as well. Original paint, bit more rusty. I put the lace in there. Again, you can see the suspension brackets in here. So if we offer that up against the, again, just to clarify, there you go, no suspension brackets, that's a B. Nice liner. There's no marks on these, and chin strap, so it's, yeah, no stamps in them or anything. It's hard to tell where they were made. And finally, the one I've just bought, and I got it at a really cheap price. I only paid 37 quid for it. It's this one. Now, it's the same again. It's an M36C, suspension brackets, chin strap slightly different. But why I like this one is it's got its World War II decal on the side. Now, initially, maybe by 10 years ago, I'm not sure if it was the old Centre of Britain place, Army Surplus, there was loads of these floating out on eBay with the decal on the side. At the time, I'll confess my ignorance to not knowing. I thought these were a post-war thing, and I'm 99% sure now that these are, you can see that's been on there for a long time. These are World War II. I see the photographs, so that's what the Bulgarians had on their helmets in World War II, and now you can't find them as much. So that's another nice helmet. It's quite a good one, that. I mean, I don't think there's many people reenacting as Bulgarian soldiers, and if you were, you're probably going to be pushed if you've got a head anything like the size of mine, because they're all like East German stuff. They're all very small sizes. So that's my collection of Bulgarian M36 helmets, A, B, and C, and a little bit of history about Bulgarian World War II. Feel free to comment if you think I've got anything wrong or missed anything important out, but it's something if you're interested, you can look up yourself. Price-wise, you probably, if you're looking around for them, this is the condition, in my opinion, where you want them. You can get them in the pea green post-war communist style. You'll see them; they'll stand out pretty easily. The prices are probably about the same, to be honest. But if you can get a World War II version, you could pay up to 60, 70 quid. You could, depending again, if you look, and there's plenty of them around on eBay. I wouldn't get one from Bulgaria. I don't like shopping outside the UK online because the cost of the import duty you get nailed with nowadays. But they are there out there, and I paid 37 quid for that one. So that's a real bargain. But they're not. They were 40 quid 10 years ago, so they haven't gone up in price anywhere. And they're not. You don't see a lot of them at military shows, not that I've seen anywhere. And they're not rare. They're probably still in between that military surplus and collectible area, grey area. But I quite like them, and I'll be hanging on to these 5. Definitely nice additions to my collection. So, was that me doing a serious video? We can't be having that, can we? Right. So I'll let you get off, and hope you have enjoy the rest of your bank holiday. Now, this is Stan talking for over 15 minutes. Right. See you later.